Homing bracket!
What's going on, everyone? So welcome to my latest video. This is, of course, my review for Malignant, which is a film that I had no clue what it was about going into it. All I knew was that it was by Warner Brothers and that James Wan was the director, the same director who did, obviously, Insidious, The Conjuring, and The Conjuring 2 I still need to actually pick up on Blu-ray. So, unfortunately, that's something that I still have to get maybe Black Friday. But anyways, James Wan's a director that I greatly respect. So much so, actually, that I've done a director ranking list of his. So you guys can check that out on my channel playlist. But obviously, you guys came for this review of Malignant. And Malignant is a film, like I said, I didn't know anything really about it going into it other than what I just mentioned. And I heard a bit of buzz about it after it came out, like Friday, because they didn't have any screenings for it, like Thursday. And that kind of got me nervous because I was like, okay, a horror film that doesn't have early screenings? Uh-oh. Usually that means it's going to get like a 10, 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I was surprised when it had like a 70-something. And then not only did critics like it, but audiences were split. So I knew I was in for a heck of a ride. And truth be told, after watching the movie, yes. Go into this movie knowing as little as possible, the same way that I did. Because rest assured, you're in for an experience. Whether you like this movie or not, it doesn't matter. Because this is still something that you will be able to watch with friends and be able to talk about afterwards. I'm not even kidding. It's bonkers. It's like 10 different genres in one film. It's insane. And I'm not going to mention the genres either because I feel like that in itself is a spoiler. Because there were certain things that I was not expecting it to go into those genres. I wasn't. But that's part of the fun of this movie. I really dug that. Now, I will say I have heard some people say that this movie is very campy and that a lot of it, especially in the first act, is very funny. I am not going to lie to you guys. I didn't find the first act funny. In fact, I found the whole movie to be relatively serious. Every now and then they try to crack jokes and sometimes it doesn't work. But in the first act in particular, it's dealing with a lot of mature themes and messages that I personally was like, I don't find this funny. Like afterwards when I would listen to people talking and saying that they found like the first act funny, I wasn't seeing it. Now again, I know I'm probably in the minority with that, but I'm just being honest with you guys. I didn't find the first act funny. I found it to be very serious. And that's what kind of pulled me into it. You know, the immersive seriousness of it all. I really dug that. And then on top of that, the cinematography is very much so symbolic. I really dug it. I loved how it was like drained of colors at the beginning. And as the film progresses, obviously the primary colors start to really kind of wash us in as the viewer, as well as honestly, the camera angles, you know, really the camera movement as well. It's amazing. James Wan's style is really something to behold. And he adds a couple unique techniques that are from like the 70s and 80s, specifically like Sam Raimi's era. So I liked that too. I like that he added that. And then also Joseph Bashara, I think I'm pronouncing that right. I hope so. He is the composer of this movie. And he actually also did the scores for these two movies. And this one is a very different score. He adds a lot of synth-based kind of montage moments, and I really dug it, honestly. I thought that it really added a lot. Now, don't get me wrong, he has, of course, the violins and everything from Insidious and The Conjuring, but it's more synth-based as the film progresses, and I really liked that, truth be told. The sound design is also particularly really good. I mean, you expect that, though, with sound mixing a horror film. And this movie obviously delivers the goods in that regards. The other thing I wanted to mention is I think the acting was pretty good, especially from the lead. The story is constantly surprising. I found it to be very unpredictable, which is honestly very refreshing. Like it reminded me of honestly another studio film by Warner Brothers, Wrath of Man, where I went into it knowing nothing, and I ended up being treated to like a bunch of different genres. And I think that this is a film that, genuinely speaking, might have a cult following in years to come, because I can see myself rewatching this movie. I really can. I think that it adds a lot, especially with that twist, which, by the way, the movie itself is completely bonkers, as I mentioned, with all the different genres that it puts into this one movie, but the twist itself will either make or break the film for you, and that is the truth. That's God's honest truth. I personally really dug it. I was surprised. My reaction was this. So, I liked it, obviously, but I get it if some people might not like it, and I don't know how audiences are going to take to this movie. I really don't. Again, I went on Rotten Tomatoes and I saw audiences were split. It was like a 50% for audiences, so I don't know. I personally think, though, everyone should watch it just so that way they can come to their own opinions. And again, it will bring a lot of discussion, which is obviously what films and TV shows are all about. So, Malignant, again, I really like it. In terms of negatives, as I mentioned early on, a couple things here and there. But there's also some exposition that also kind of sticks out of a sore thumb, in addition to obviously some of the humor, attempts at humor, I should say, that for me were kind of obvious. Didn't really work fully. But and towards the end, it did feel a bit longer than the hour, and I believe it's 51-minute length. But besides that, I really like Malignant. I think it's a very well-made movie. It's really, really good, very entertaining, and honestly, I can see myself rewatching this many more times. And yeah, I will be giving Malignant a 4 to 5 star rating, which if it was like a hot sauce rating, it's a good old Louisiana Pure Crystal hot sauce. So yeah, it's a good movie. But guys, if you've seen Malignant, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.